If you've ever had a problem selling, meaning you can't just bring yourself to sell hard, you need to watch this video all the way to the end because it will change your life. And I'm not just saying that. This is a big game changer. I'm John Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Hey, welcome back. This is why not selling hard is unethical, and this will change everything. All right, this video is going to have a whole different tone to it than a lot of my other videos. This video is going to be much more serious because the problem that I see so many copywriters and marketers going through is one that centers around the ethics of selling. And if I could just snap my fingers and turn this thing off in your brain, that's going along somewhere, either it's way low and it's underneath and you don't know it's there, or it's way high and it's totally in the way of getting you to market and sell your products effectively, I would. And this is the closest thing to a snap of the finger that I've ever seen. It is a diatribe. It is a freaking manifesto on why selling is ethical. In fact, it's unethical for you not to sell your product with boldness and power and as much and hard and strong as you can, as long as all your words are honest and your product is good. Those are the two caveats: honest language, good product. Do you fit that description? If that is you, you need to listen to this. First, as always, if I earn your like through this video, if I earn your respect, if I earn your subscription, yeah, subscribe below. But do thumb up this video, do share it with somebody else, because this is probably one of the most important videos I'll ever record. It is a true game changer. I really want you to take it all in, and I want this to impact your life in positive ways. Leave me a message below. Let me know if I've done my job. Cool? There are only 3 ways to deliver any goods, services, or information to somebody else. Number 1, you can give it to them for free. Number 2, you can charge them a fair and reasonable price. Number 3, you can overcharge them and rip them off. That's it. Can you think of a third? Now, what goes on in the mind of very ethical, very good, very kind people, I see this all the time, is they really want to drift to that number 1. They want to drift between 1 and 2. Like, I don't want to sell too hard. I just kind of want to give it away. I'm so passionate about what I do. It's changing people's lives. Why should I force someone to buy this? Because, oh my gosh, I should just give it away. Guess what you're doing? You're ripping them off. You're not just ripping yourself off, you're ripping your customer off. And I'll tell you why. The human brain is wired for transaction. It is wired for economy. It is wired for barters, for deals. We evolved to do this. This is what we've done for the last 200,000 years and counting, and probably more than that. You are asking to buck every biological trend of the brain that there is. You are asking to buck human psychology itself. And when you do that, you are ripping somebody else off, because you are telling them, for example, if something is free, and don't get me wrong, bonuses are great, and I give away a ton of free content on my YouTube channel, but I make sure that I make it up for products that you can see below, because believe you me, I'm in it to make a great living too, and to change people's lives. I have the same ethics and values that you probably have. But if I gave everything away, saying, I just want all marketers and copywriters in the world to have every tool they could ever imagine, and I won't charge anything for it because I am virtuous, that would fail. And I'll tell you why. Because there's no skin in the game. There's no transaction. The part of your brain that needs a transaction in order to make progress, and that part of your brain most certainly exists, is not stimulated when I give you something for free. I can't count how many free things my clients have told me they've never opened. They've never opened at all. It doesn't matter how valuable it is. First of all, the illusion of value goes to 0 because it's free. Second of all, because it's free, there's no skin in the game. Like I said, there's no commitment on your customers or your prospects side, so they don't have to do anything. It is the equivalent of a word that I don't want to use because I don't want to be censored on YouTube, but it starts with a P and rhymes with corn, versus intimacy. That's what free versus paid is like. One has no commitment, no value whatsoever in essence. The other has great commitment. In fact, sometimes a lifetime of commitment and as deep of value as there is humanly possible. That is the difference between free and paid. Now, I'm not saying that freemium models don't have their place. I'm not saying that you shouldn't give away things for free. What I am saying is that if you do that with the expectation of having that be your primary product, or that your primary product should be priced so low so that more people can afford it, you're barking up the wrong tree. In fact, data shows that when you price something so low that people can afford it, far less people actually open and go through the product or service or membership or whatever it is. When you price something higher so fewer people can afford it, more people go through it statistically, therefore more lives are changed. Congratulations, you pricing something for free or really, really cheap just ripped other people off when you were trying to do a good thing. So stop it. So that brings us to our only other two options. Number one is to sell something at a fair and reasonable price, and that can be on the low or high side, or oversell and overprice and gouge people. Well, we're just going to dismiss three because I'm going to assume that's not in the cards. There is a very good argument to be had to make products higher priced than you think they should be, and not because you just want to rip people off, but because it requires even greater investment and you get much better clients. I'll go over that in another video, but I'm going to suggest that you err on the higher side of that second option, that you price something at a fair and reasonable rate, maybe a little bit higher than normal, because again, you're trying to attract a certain quality of clientele, and you will absolutely command their brain to go, oh, I've got to get skin in the game. I have to make a transaction. I have to make a commitment. And once they make a commitment to you, you make a commitment to them, giving them an awesome product, and their life can change. So it comes down to this. If you believe that you have a product or a service or any sort of good that will change someone's life for the better, if you do not sell that product for a fair price, you are ripping them off. But I'll go even further. If you don't sell that product with all the copy, all the boldness, all the power, all the salesy language that you can muster while being 100% ethical and honest in the process, you are again ripping them off and actually being unethical in the process. And here's why. When someone comes across your website, when someone comes across your sales page, they have enormous amounts of friction in their brain. Enormous. It could be friction from the day. It could be friction against this type of service or product because they've tried other things before. It could be friction against the money, that they're going through problems with money. You name it. You don't know what's in their mind. What you do know is that anyone who comes across this can benefit and potentially change their lives. So you must speak to them in that tone of voice, in that way of speaking. So when I hear some of my coaching clients go, oh, I like this, but it sounds too salesy. It sounds too salesy. No, it doesn't sound too salesy. It actually sounds effective. Now, I get that it might go against your personal thing, your personal taste of what salesy is. And I'm not suggesting that you go into the hype mode where you're lying. I'm never going to suggest that. But too salesy to the vast majority of my clients that I've coached with is actually just very effective copy.
Now, the key to making money in a situation like this is to position yourself now before the settlement. Because by the time you read about it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late.
And so when I get this over to them, that look, you're not writing to sell to yourself. That's one of the biggest problems that marketers and copywriters have, is they take a narcissistic version of this. And I'm not saying they're narcissists, but what I'm saying is there's a narcissistic outlook, thinking that I'm the avatar. I'm the person that should be satisfied with this copy. Wrong. It is completely wrong. The person that you're writing to is your avatar. They need to hear this. They need to hear the words that will make them take action. And they will probably think it sounds salesy. But you're speaking to a part of the brain that you have to cut through. And when you cut through to that part of the brain, they might think it sounds salesy, but they tend to click the button. And if the next email that opens the product up sounds a little encouraging or a little salesy even, they click and open the product and magic begins to happen. Their life can change simply because you got off your high horse, nothing personal, and out of the way so that you could actually close the sale, so they could actually say the things necessary to get over their friction. If you don't get them past their friction, they don't change. Their lives go on as is, and that, my friend, is not ethical. That, my friend, is not good for you. And that, my friend, is going to cause your business to suffer as well. Look, I know this has been a diatribe. I get this, but I'm passionate about this. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Tell me below. But I hope that you do appreciate it. I hope this jars you a little bit because I want you to make more online. And this will definitely help you do this because you will get over this ridiculous fear that we have of being too salesy or selling too hard. What the fear really is selling unethically. It's selling with any sort of hint of lying or deception or evil manipulation. You need to manipulate people, as I've told you in previous videos, manipulate them for the good. That's what your job is as a copywriter or a marketer. But you are also in the job of taking care of you and your family. And let me tell you something, a workman is worthy of his hire. You are worthy of charging a fair and even higher than fair ethical price for the product and service you create, assuming that product and service is excellent, it fulfills on its promises, and you back it up with decent customer service. That is a fair, equitable trade. Capitalism as a whole, ethical capitalism, has done more for the world than any other philosophy of economics. And while some people disagree with that, I'm not one of them. When you learn that the power of selling can unleash somebody else's potential to live a happier, more fulfilled, healthier, energetic, loving life, what are you going to do with that? Because that's the absolute truth if your product and service fulfills on what it says. And hey, this could be a product to help your dog get trained, okay? You might be thinking, okay, I help dogs get trained so they don't poop all over the house. That's not going to change anyone's life, isn't it? Isn't it? Think about it. Think through this. Think about how close people are to their pets. This is just an example, but consider this exercise. People love their pets, often like a family member. And a pet that's disobedient, a pet that is always going to the bathroom in the house, is not going to get the affection of a pet that's well trained. So you are actually giving them a tool to help them love their pet even more than they do, possibly to the point of even considering the furry member, a furry family member, a four-legged furry family member, that level of love and intimacy. Imagine someone having that intimacy connection with an animal, in this case, a dog, for 5 or 10 or 15 years. And when that dog is in their life, what is that doing to the family, to the relationships around the children, to the family outings? I just took the benefits of your product and I magnified it massively, but I never lied. That's how important dog training is. Imagine how important a diet book or marriage and family relationship book would be, or a dating book, someone to find a mate, or someone to help somebody with their copywriting so they can persuade and actually sell more online. We're talking about life-changing shit here, and I want you to be serious about this and get off of this nonsense of, I don't want to be too salesy, because guess what? You do, because it's the most ethical way you can be. I'm here to help you do that. I'm here to help you write the words that are more persuasive. I'm here to help you write them and enjoy the process and to change the lives of the people watching this video right now, but also of the people that you are going to touch. Will you let me help you help them? That's the question. Please say yes. Okay, so this has been why not selling hard is actually unethical, and this will change everything if you apply it. And now you know how to tap into the ultimate power that you possess, the power to change people's lives through selling and selling hard while selling ethical. That means more sales for you, more lives get changed, the world becomes better. What more do you want? And coming up in the next video, I'm going to talk about the big problem that every copywriter I've ever met seems to struggle with. They are in their own freaking way. I'm going to show you how to get out of your way and let unbelievable creativity flow right through you using a pretty simple exercise. Comment below. I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of this diatribe. Tell me if you resonate with it. Tell me if it changed the way that you look at selling, the way that you think about selling, and tell me that you're going to apply it in your own copy. That's what I want to hear, because my name is John Benson, and to remind you, I'm here to help you become unignorable.